Y'all have to see how good my sweet Patience is doing. I have a story. Tracy, Patience is now in the hen house with all the girls and laying her egg in the hen house. To the right, to the one to the right. The left one's fake. Okay, so I just locked up the chickens. It's dark. And I use my phone sometimes as a flashlight to walk back if it's after dark. But my story is, Tracy went with me to the Silsbee auction, and we spent 4 hours in the auction smelling farm doo-doo and bidding on barbed wire and patio furniture, and I waited for 4 hours to get Patience. So we named her Patience that night. And I have had to be very patient with her because she was mean to all my girls, and she slept in a rabbit cage every night. We had to lock her up individually, feed her individually. I think it's been, what, Tracy, a month or two now? And Tony nicknamed her Milk Dud because she was milking us, and a dud wasn't laying eggs. Anyway, she's been laying this beautiful, beautiful egg for about 2 weeks now, maybe. And she's now, in the last 4 days, moved into the hen house with all the girls. She feels at home here, and she's being sweet and like. Now, she was laying this egg for over a week in the rooster, all the 5 little gangster bandy roosters cage in the rabbit box. Tonight is her first night to lay this egg in the big hen house, and she so proudly sits perched with them. What are y'all doing, girls? Our squash is starting to play out. Garden still looks pretty good, though. We got some watermelon. Let me show y'all. Okra's been doing. I'm still waiting on some cantaloupe. I don't know. It's not looking good, though. Darn it. Anyway, here's got 2 watermelons right here. And there's more little ones trying to develop. Oh, here, look. Some big ones. Beautiful lemongrass. In the fall, y'all, this turns completely brown, and it still smells amazing. It made a really good mulch in one of my beds, but I'm going to use it probably in the chicken run and the quail aviary as mulch whenever I cut it back for the fall. I mean down to a nub, and look how beautiful it is. It all comes back. I've planted some in the quail aviary. There's 2 more down there. I love lemongrass so much. I've been using it in soups. I've used it in several other things. I don't remember what, but my most favorite is the Thai curry soup, coconut soup, with the lemongrass infused into that. It's so delicious. Look at this mulberry tree. These things are hardy as all get out. Huge. This pear is doing beautiful. Our plum had 1 plum on it, and it was so delicious. Why it only had 1, don't know, but I'm excited it at least produced something. No fruit on any of our pears yet. Not sure why, but we did fertilize them this year. Marigold companion plant. It's supposed to help ward off like certain bugs in the garden, maybe like aphids. I don't remember exactly which bugs it helps to deter, but look how great it's done in this mat hole method. So we're definitely liking the mat method right now. This is a tomatillo tomato. It's growing so good, but there's no tomatoes. So we're not real familiar with this plant, but I don't know if I should have picked off the little yellow flower. I don't know. Anybody know about it? Beautiful basil. This is sweet basil. And I recently, I've made some tea before, but I was kind of hesitant about it. I don't know. I love to cook with it. But I recently watched a video on Roots and Refuge, and they talked about making tea again with it. I picked a bunch and I made some tea. I'll do a video and show y'all what I did, but it's in the ice box and it is so delicious over ice. I also made some tea with the Tulsi basil, which is my most favorite basil in the entire world. If you haven't smelled this, you've got to get your hands on it. Beautiful mint. Look at that beautiful mint. All of this is gone to bye-bye-ness. This is stevia. I'm going to dry this and dry can it. I'll dehydrate it for sweetener. Isn't it pretty? And I do think it's a perennial. We planted one eggplant, y'all. Just one. And you wouldn't believe the eggplants that this thing, you can see them all throughout there. I cooked one. I made a casserole actually with it, with some squash in there as well. We're going to fry some up this weekend. We have some guests coming tonight. We're excited that it's really ideal to plant these around the perimeter of a fruit tree, because it'll pull all the nutrition from the deepness of the earth and bring it up to the plants around it. But for now, I put it right here. It's going to get really big. It's beautiful. Bryan and Becky are coming to stay tonight, and so I'm getting ready to clean the whole chicken run, the chicken house, because I've been needing to do it. And Tony just mowed out here. The weeds are really bad where there's no mat. So, but we got a planer, and Mike has ran some of the old farmhouse wood through the new planer that we got. And Tony said I would not believe the wood chips from that. So we want to get a wood chipper as well, but this planer might be the ticket too. Look at all the grass. We're going to have to really work these beds for fall. Start over. So I'm going to have to come give him some loving, because he just ran this whole 2-acre fence following me on the side-by-side. Okay, you got to sit. You got to sit. No, no, no. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. You're a good boy. Sit. Sit. This is Comfrey. It's a very, very medicinal plant. You can make poultices with it. It's also known as knit bone. I've talked about it before. It's known to literally knit a broken bone back together. It's a very deep-rooted plant, which means doing good now. Got their little treats. He's a sweet dog, and he does mind, but he got excited just now, and it scratches my legs. But I love them to pieces. They're so sweet together. Alright. Hen house clean out today. I scraped all their bedding. I decided not to layer the bedding, like put more bedding on top of the old bedding, because I want to start these girls working in a compost. I used a wheelbarrow, scraped it all out, and dumped it over there, and you can already see they are enjoying picking through it. Oh gosh, Frankie! Frankie! Oh boy, I'm gonna have to trim feathers again. Frankie, come to mama. Come to mama. Vinny, what in the world? I'm gonna have to trim their right wings, y'all, because we don't want them out of the pen. I really need Tony filming so I can do this. I've already trimmed his on the side. There is a vein you do not want to get into, because they'll bleed out. So you just trim the front. I'll try to do, whenever Tony's with me, I'll do it again and show y'all how to trim wings. Okay, back to the hen house. I have been dying to try this right here. It's First Saturday Lime. I actually saw their ad on Facebook, and it had really, really good reviews. It keeps bugs down, flies down, moisture down. Back in the olden days, they used to lime wash the walls of their hen houses with this particular lime. I think there's different grades of lime. There's also glassine eggs, where you can store them in a 5-gallon bucket with water and lime. There's probably a recipe to it. You know, like a certain amount of this into 5 gallons of water, and then you can put all of your eggs into that, and it will preserve them literally for 2 years. I have not done it yet. because we're not really getting eggs just yet, but they're about to start coming abundantly. We will be selling eggs too, so if anyone's interested, PM me on that. No deliveries most likely, but okay, so I just kind of wanted to show what I did because this is going on my YouTube channel. You use 1/8 of an inch thick in your hen house. You can put it on top of the bedding, under the bedding. I always like to dust it under my bedding first, and I am going to probably sprinkle a little bit on top as well. Normally I would use diatomaceous earth, which I still love and still use because it helps with their gut and parasites. Diatomaceous earth is a type of a broken down, I want to say metal, I don't know, it's got particles that we're not supposed to inhale because it can cut your lungs, but it looks just like this, and you always wear a mask when you're using these products, but it literally cuts the parasites in their guts in half. It literally slices them in half, and then they excrete that out. So it's another form of natural parasitic health remedy for your poultry and animals. I've talked about this before. You can use it on animals, all animals. You want to get food grade, of course. You can even put it on your dog's food, sprinkle it a little bit on there. It'd probably be good for hollyberry as well, and even humans ingest it, but they usually like get a 2-ounce jigger glass and put like 1/8 of a teaspoon in there and fill it up, stir it up, and swallow. And it's good for our gut as well. We have parasites, everybody. They don't want us to know, and it causes all autoimmune diseases. I believe it causes Parkinson's, Lyme's, you name it. So don't be labeled, please, with a disease. Research. Get into some parasite groups. Love y'all. Hey, these are beautiful pine shavings we get from Landreth Feed Store in Kuntz. He's also who we got some of our quail from. And I don't remember what I paid for that large bag, but it's not a bad price. I want to say $14.95. But now that we have our wood planer and hopefully a wood chipper soon, we may not have to purchase it as often or if ever again. It smells amazing. You also want to not use cedar in a small space like this because it is not good for the chicken's lungs. Birds have very sensitive lungs and they can't withstand chemicals and smell. But occasionally I will get a bag of cedar from Walmart and say outside in the chicken run. I would dust it in there ever so often just to kind of give it a nice aroma in the chicken run. Okay, I want to give y'all a closer look of this. Okay, so see, it repels ants, and I just got into some ants right here. They were all around those watermelon. So I'm going to use some of this, and on the back of the bag it has instructions for each type of use. There's the ant instructions. You can do it under your home. Kennels, decks, flower beds, whitewash walls, and crafts. You can go to their website and they'll show you how to do that. What that does is it seals the wood from insects getting into your hen houses and stuff. Removes algae from ponds and bird baths. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to do that over there in the front of the house. Freshens, deodorizes coops, and prevents fleas and ticks in yard. Yeah, look. So what we would probably do for this is put it in our thing that we push, and it does that, and put it all over the yard. But we use Promethium. It's natural and pet friendly, and Tony sprays and it works perfect. So anyway, right here the ants are just going to town and I want them gone. So I'm about to just basically dust the lime on top. So my sister Dee Dee going crazy with ants at her house. Dina, you need to get some of this. Bam. Company just messaged me. They're going to be here around noon. I am almost done out here. I'm going to freshen up this area and I will film and I'll let y'all see it in a minute because I got to get in the house. We're going to chill on the creek today with Bryan and Becky. We're going to have some fun. I'll be back. Sorry, I didn't show y'all the end result. Their nesting boxes are nice and fluffy. I'm about to open the door. Maybe y'all can see a couple of them come in and be excited for the new clean house. I even Windexed their poo-poo mirror. It was covered in chicken poop. But that's okay. You may not believe me, but doing this type of work is actually very therapeutic. I love it. And another thing that can be done with all of my herbs, I can go pick a bunch of oregano and, rosemary, all the different herbs that have beautiful aromas, and I can sprinkle those in their nesting boxes. Would be really a good place. It'll help keep the mamas smelling good And it's also medicinal for them as well. Oregano is a powerhouse antibiotic, antimicrobial, antibacterial. It will keep your livestock healthy, your poultry healthy. I was trying to think of we got one coming. She's been fussing since I've had that door closed. That's one of my blue cuckoo Morans. They're very vocal. The blue cuckoos. Come on in, sister. Y'all come on in, girls. Come see your new house. Okay, one last thing on hen house. All this work that I just did really didn't take any time. I actually did a couple of things in between. I haven't done this since I released them in here, and y'all saw that way a while back. They're about 5 months old, so it's been about 5 months, and it was really past due. So, you know, I won't have to do this again until another about four months. Freshen it up for the winter, and then, you know, about every 3 to 4 months, I like to give it a fresh little clean out.
Can you stop loving me?
Y'all look at me, I'm videoing. The video.
Oh. Are you using it?
I love it. No.
We didn't just buy it. Back home. Right, you got all that, man. We got 35. Yeah, the crowd was a whole lot bigger when you were out there in the center.
I'm videoing.
I don't want to miss you
No.
anymore.
Go.